And we are back live on the 2013 World Ball Hockey Championships. St. John's, Newfoundland, Labrador, Canada, North America, Western Hemisphere, Earth, Milky Way. I think I missed something there. Anyway, here's a quick shot. That's wide of our net in the Great Britain cage. Sent wide here for Paulstad. Turns, fires. Poland. And a special welcome back to all our fans in Great Britain. Couldn't do it without you guys. I was told last night that I might even have a shot at going to the 2015 World Championships if I'm a real good boy. On the draw here, Corey Coet. Quick shot there from Critchley, Chad Critchley. Sent away, here's Chris Morrison. Morrison loses the handle. And Corlitt's back there, they knocked the net off. Had some troubles with reception in the morning game for the Great Britain women's team. Hoping that you're all able to log on wherever you are currently. Got a second win going here. Nobody from the Great Britain team did ever bring by those Red Bulls, but I did find a few pizza pockets in my office on the other side of the arena, and that's worked out marvelously. Here's Bermuda. Bermuda driving, shoots, scores. Corey Coet puts Bermuda up early here in this one. And here we go again down here. There's Tommy Cole. Tommy Cole chips it ahead. It's here James Dixon. Dixon into the zone. There's a penalty coming to Bermuda. But Dixon's on that. Dixon in deep. And Dixon hustles off the floor, realizing he's certainly not supposed to be out there for the power play. Here come Ben, Stu Bliss, Mick Donahue, Carl Graham, and Johnny T. Johnny Tulip makes an appearance on the ice here. That one sent the length of the floor. Here's Bliss. Ben Bliss will chip that in the zone. That'll be gloved and held by Bermudian tender Jan Leclerc. So coming into this Pool B matchup, Team Bermuda had a perfect 4-0 so far in this tournament. And they are playing Team Great Britain, who are 1-0-2. Huge game for Great Britain in terms of standing, setting themselves up for medal games later in the week. Bermuda's 4-0. They've been good. They haven't been great. And there's certainly an opportunity here for Great Britain to make some waves as the British women's team make their way back into the arena. They played an early game this morning, and they had the rest of the day off, and they've chosen to come back and cheer on the lads. 1:16 remaining in the penalty. And away come the Brits. Sent over here for Morrison. Morrison back for Ellard. Ellard sends that near side for Morrison. Morrison for Ellard. Ashfield down there in front, taking up lots of room. Corlitt can't find the handle. That's sent all the way down. And Bermuda will defend out from the line here. Ellard, the forward, playing the point on the power play. Chipped in and back to retrieve that. Sean Trousdale. Trousdale wheels the net and sends it out and down the floor. 29 seconds remain in the power play for Team Great Britain. Ellard sends it here near side. Ellard gives to Morrison. Morrison can't pick it up. And J.M. Tremblay, excuse me, I got my teams mixed up. That's Tom Worthington, 42 on this team. Tremblay's 47. And here's Monty Paulsat. Paulsat has that go off his stick, and that goes high and deep into the night in the dark doldrums of the back part of the Glacier Arena. Back to get that. Ali Cree. Cree sends that forward. Dixon taking care of his man there. That's chipped in by Atkin. Atkin on there is this energy line for Great Britain. Certainly causing some havoc. Around the boards, Atkin runs in for Harwood. Takes it back to the other side. Chipped in there by Shannon Goss. Back to retrieve that here is Davis. Davis battling down there with Coette. Coette out with Critchley and Gazard. Gazard looks back here for Lemieux. Lemieux gets a shot away. That's wide of the net. Coette. Coette now for Bermuda. Coette, who has the goal early here for the Bermudians. For Atkin. Atkin loses the handle on the way out of the zone. Atkin chips that ahead for Harwood. Harwood gets in and has put himself offside. 10:27 remains. Here's Miller. Miller works that ahead. That's picked off. Back come the Brits. Donahue. Donahue with the two Blisses. The Brothers Bliss. You write children's books? Brothers Grimm. Ben Bliss in there. Ben Bliss. Muscled off the ball by the lanky defenseman for Team Bermuda, Chris Coleman. That's chipped up over the glass. Let's see. Tripping penalty coming to Ben Bliss. And Bliss will head to the box. There's Morrison. Morrison with Corlett and Ellard on the penalty kill. Coleman sends it ahead there for Gazard. Sent deep, and Arnett sends it out dangerously in the middle. And Gazard picks that up, and away comes Chris Morrison. Chris Morrison in between the Bermuda triangle of players there on defense. Here's Gazard. Away they come. It's Campbell. That shoots across the floor, and Ellard picks that up, sends it out and down. Stopped by Jan Leclerc in the Bermuda net. Scott Campbell sends it wide side here for Worthington. Worthington for Gazard. Back here for Carl Wood, who turns 50 shortly, we're told. Carl Wood still playing at this level very highly, may I add. Approaching 50 years of age. Leclerc for Paulsat. There's Paulsat over the line. 50 seconds remain on the Bermudian power play. Bliss and Paulsat in a battle there. Back the floor come the Bermudians. Back around, Arnett stops that one. Johnny Tulip softly plays it into the corner. Out here for Tremblay. 20 seconds remain. Tremblay fires, and Arnett makes a huge glove save. 15 seconds left in the Bliss penalty. Here's Tulip. He sends it ahead for Ellard. Ellard tries to go through the middle. Big mistake. Paulsat picks that up. And that's poked away neatly by Carl Graham. Back here for Worthington. 4 seconds remain. Worthington fires, shoots, tip wide. Into the corner. Here's Monty. Monty Paulsat. The count of Monty Paulsat. Picks that up. Fires. And a big leg save by Arnett. Paulsat fires that wide again. In the corner, Johnny Tulip. Kicking, screaming, poking away at the ball. Unable to do anything. It rolls into Arnett. Face off to the right of Graham Arnett. Bermuda out shooting Team Great Britain 7-1 halfway through the first period here. Face off scrambled. And away comes Wood. Wood for Ellard. He sends that wide. And Morrison puts the pressure on Lemieux as Lemieux retreats into the Bermudian zone. Back around here for Silva. Charlie Silva sends it ahead for Trousdale. Trousdale takes out his man over there. Ellard. Wood. And would you believe, Wood ices that ball. Of course, it's a Great Britain game, so the email is popping over here. Johnny T Fan Club, fairly confident Bermuda netminder is a stormtrooper. Unknown, we'll have to check on IMDb. Helen writes in, hi Chris, if you've been talking for too long, your voice is starting to sound a bit croaky. Hope you're not overdoing it. Actually, Helen, I'm completely overdoing it. And I should lose my voice sometime in the next day or so. Although I'm doing my best and I'm hard on the lozenges. Deck Stars send in. Hey, Chris, doing a brilliant job. Could give a little word of appreciation to Paul Lynch. 5 years ago, he saw deck hockey on a TV show called Rescue Me and got a few guys together for a game. From that session, the Deck Stars were born, who later spawned into 2 university teams establishing ball hockey in Northeast England. Those teams have over 10 players on the 2 Great Britain teams. That's why we call him the Deck Father. Tell him to get his lazy ass off the golf course, back to the hockey court real soon. Well, how about that, Paul Lynch? Paul King thinks a lot of you, and so do the Northeast Deck Stars. So obviously deserving a lot of credit, and Paul's been very active here, sending love to the team. Sarah, can you give a shout out to Team Great Britain, especially Andy Harwood from his very pregnant girlfriend Sarah back home in the UK. Great commentary, by the way. You have a lot of love for a certain Johnny Tulip. Are you on commission? If I was on commission, it wouldn't matter. From what I understand, Johnny Tulip has been trolling the streets of St. John's while he's been here, begging for money based on the fact that he has some internet recognition. So Johnny, folks, if anyone knows Johnny, you got to send him an email, money transfer. Johnny's been having a hard time over here. I don't want to tell you some of the things that he's had to do for money. He's been successful, but it's been a long trip, and he's got a few days to go. So Poland on the draw for Bermuda. Tremblay kicks it back here for big Scott Campbell. Big defenseman for Bermuda. Tremblay runs into Bliss. In the corner for Graham. Here's Gazard. Gazard sends that deep for Tremblay. Can't find the handle. Speaking of the aforementioned Johnny Tulip, as he gets high in those toes, big knee lifts from Johnny Tulip as he prances out of the zone, but again doesn't get the ball. You got to pick up your game, Johnny, if you want to have a fan club. That's topped up and out. Scott Campbell knocks that down. That's chipped back in. A very athletic move from a big man, Scott Campbell. That's out front. Arnett gets a toe on that one. And Bermuda is just all over the zone. Scott Campbell pinches. Dropped by Bliss. Stuart Bliss makes a great block, but then he turns it over. Nice back pass there by Worthington. Tulip runs into Poland. And here's Johnny Tulip. Johnny Tulip prances away. Out comes Donahue. Donahue loses the handle. Oh, and just out of the reach of Ben Bliss there. Deep in the corner here. It's Corlett. Corlett loses that one. Sent deep down there for Benson, Matthew Benson. Collision over there, and we've got an odd man rush developing. It's Ashfield for Morrison. Morrison fires over the net, and Leclerc didn't see that one until it was past him. The count of Monty Paulsat being whistled for holding here. And Monty Paulsat, not holding, body contact. Paulsat, undoubtedly the best bucket here. I believe that one is from the Essa Tikkanen collection. Now available at your local Walmart. Hockey by Essa. And Great Britain back to the power play. Tulip has his legs spread too far, and the ball goes right through them. Ellard loaded up the one-timer for Graham. That's off the back. Here's Ellard. Ellard looking for a lane. Tries to shoot it through. That's knocked down by Gazard and sent the length of the floor by Trousdale. Here's Graham. Graham chips that in. Worthington back to pick that up. Worthington. Bermuda on this penalty kill now, firing it down. 1:15 to go. Two-on-one developing here for Great Britain. A shot, and that's just wide by Chris Merritt. Crease violation on Chris Merritt. Can we get a shout out for Kevin and Jana who are supporting Carl Scooter, Graham, and the rest of the team from Bracknell in the UK? Many thanks, Kev. Well, there's your shout out, Kev. Kev Mullen. Don't know if that's Joe Mullen's brother of Pittsburgh Penguins fame. 35 seconds remain on the power play. And away comes Tulip. Tulip springs that around the boards. Here's stopped by Leclerc, the Bermudian goaltender. That's sent out, but kept in by Carl Graham. Great play by Graham to keep that onside. Over wide here for Bliss. 10 seconds remain in the power play. Graham for Bliss. Bliss opening up, sends it in deep for Stu Bliss. Cowett back on the floor. The Bliss is working down low and shot just wide. That comes around here for Donahue. Back for Tulip. Johnny Tulip sends that in for Donahue. Brits with good control here. 1:39 to play. Ben Bliss working hard down low on Corey Coet. Bliss and Stu Bliss in on that now. And that's chipped up and knocked forward with two glove hands. Graham bowled over by Gazard. Gazard walks around Tulip like he's planted. Gazard in. Can't get around our net. Shot. Just wide. Rebound off the back wall. Coet. And that wasn't Gazard on that rush. That was Adam Chevis. Give credit where credit's due. Here's Tulip. Tulip turns it over. Sent out front. And we have the net dislodged, and there will be a penalty. A face-off to the left of Graham Arnett. So 49 seconds remain here in the first period. It's Ashfield, Ellard, Morrison on the floor now with Corlett and Wood. Ellard ahead for Ashfield. Ashfield stopped by Worthington. Ellard following up the play. That's turned around by Merritt. Merritt, the count of Monty Paulsat. And Benson out there for Bermuda. Sent in wide. Good job by Wood. Man on man. And another good defensive zone. 20 seconds. Great Britain trying to get away. The count of Monty Paulsat will have none of it. And that's sent back in. Corlett, Wood, 13 seconds remain. Benson down deep for Poland. Nice save, Arnett. Poland back here for Worthington. Worthington, time running out. And they don't get a shot away. So after one, Bermuda leads 1-0, out shooting Team Great Britain 11-5. And folks, I believe we have some special guests joining us in studio. They were just lurking around out in the hallway. Yes, they're still here. Some members of the Great Britain women's national team. So this should get everyone excited back home. Who do we got here today, guys? Oh, we've got Rachel Stockdale now has her hair done as opposed to earlier today. And we've got Jenny here and Rachel Sorrell. And they're all here looking after the boys today. And they all smell so pretty as opposed to earlier when they did not smell so pretty. So I'm just joking, guys. Welcome. Let's get you a microphone. I was talking to Rachel after the game this morning for anyone who missed it, anyone who maybe actually has a job over there and hasn't been tuned in all week. What is it over there? 8 o'clock now, so you guys are okay. And the girls had some more hellos they wanted to send out, so it's all yours.
Yeah, just on behalf of all the team, we'd just like to say thanks for all the support and the messages and the Facebook messages and the Twitter messages to everyone, especially from the North East Tech Stars back up in the north. We just appreciate it. Overwhelmed.
And the Billingham Wildcats, to our coach Julie Hall. Thank you for all the support you've shown us over the months. And to my husband Andy and my daughter Olivia and my family watching at home. Thank you very much. And I miss you loads and loads.
Andy, by the way, has the keys worn off the keyboard sending emails in. So you can rest assured he's not doing anything untoward while you're away because he's glued to our coverage.
And Jenny has to do the ironing.
She has to do what?
The ironing.
From Simon.
Oh, the ironing, yes.
Yeah,
I couldn't.
Welcome to my world.
Stare him down through that camera and tell him that is not good enough.
I hope he's watching and ironing at the same time.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But you know he's not doing it right. I think he's doing the creases wrong.
No. The kids won't even be bathed, they won't be in bed.
Oh, they'll be feral by the time she gets home. That's for sure.
Unbelievable. I can't believe you've left them for this long. Are they going to survive?
I'm thinking of staying another week.
Well, we'll keep you guys as long as you want to stay because you've been absolute pleasures for all of us. So, girls, what's next for you? Who do you guys play next?
We're not totally sure, but I think with finishing bottom of the group, we'll play top of the other group.
Oh, so you play Slovakia?
Possibly.
Yeah.
Possibly. It hasn't been finalised. We've just been out for tea or lunch.
Yeah, we don't know just yet.
So possibly another difficult game coming up tomorrow or the day after.
So we're just filling time here. So where'd you guys go for lunch?
Don
Cherries across the way?
Yeah, no, lovely.
How was it?
Really
lovely.
nice.
Hospitality was great.
Was it?
Yeah,
I
they were
really
lovely.
don't like it there that much.
The staff are really nice.
The staff
Yes.
are lovely
Yeah.
over there, yes.
Really nice.
And how was the beer?
Didn't know.
We didn't
no
have
one.
Pepsi, water for the girls, I'm afraid.
We're athletes.
We don't drink.
Yeah, I saw lots of athletes downtown last night too. That had,
Oh, no.
Actually, some of them are on the floor right now.
I think we'll save that till the end of the
The girls
tournament.
are very different. From the
Yeah,
boys.
they are.
Very different.
They are. So where are you guys staying while you're here?
Hillview Suites,
Hillview Suites.
Yeah.
We'll shout out for Hillview Suites there.
15-20 minutes away from
So
here.
you're over on
Really good.
Torbay Road, my end of town. And
It's nice.
It's all right. Before you go, girls, anyone else you want to say hello to? I know the boys are all set up down in the club with this on a huge screen. So you guys are plastered like on a huge wall right now. So you can really like scare somebody or whatever you want to do. Oh, that's awesome.
See you, Wildcats.
All right, guys.
Thanks everyone.
So much to the girls. The defense, all the defensemen from the Great Britain women's team. Thanks for joining us, guys. We'll see you tomorrow for your game, and good luck. Thank you. See you later. So, that intermission was a bit of fun. And away we go again. Johnny Tulip back on the floor. Here's Carl Graham. Graham sends it ahead for Bliss, and Bliss chips it into the zone. LeClaire comes out. He plays it around the boards. Donahue knocks that down. Here's Ben Bliss. Ben Bliss for Donahue. Donahue's got some room. He shoots. That's blocked down there. And away comes Trombley, the dangerous JM Trombley. Trombley shoots, and Arnett scoops that up like a ladle in a pot of gravy. He scooped that up and says, face off to my left. 12-5 are the shots here early in the second. Chris Abbott, any chance of a shout-out for the Millionaires watching before our training session tonight? Absolutely. Hello to the Shaw Millionaires. Cannot believe that you're having a training session while the men's national team is playing. Do you think that minor soccer clubs have a training session when Team England is playing in the World Cup? You guys should be ashamed of yourselves. Everybody out watching with the Shaw Millionaires, go home. There's no training tonight. Watch this game. Watch me. All right. David Sherritt says, please provide coffee to the ladies. I don't know what he means by that. Shot! And that's off the crossbar and wide. What a shot there by the captain, Critchley. Tough bounce off the boards for Morrison as he can't come up with it. Dave Gazzard sends that wide. Arnett still hasn't seen it. Ashfield dumps Gazzard. And Bermuda really controlling the play here. Great Britain needs to start moving their feet. Start winning races to loose balls. Back here for Goss. Goss sends that wide. That battle won by Corlett, but then he turns it over. Back for Wood. Morrison lurking dangerously, and here comes Chris Morrison. Morrison cutting in on the off-wing, shot just wide. The far post. Ashfield in there. Ashfield comes together very hard with Miller. Ashfield, Ellard working hard down low. Now we got a bit of offense from the Great Britain squad. Here's Morrison. Morrison working behind the net. Out for Ashfield. He shoots. And LeClaire turns that aside. Great positioning by goaltender Jan LeClaire. And as requested, the girls from the Great Britain squad get their YMCA. They sent in a request last night, and here they go. Too bad we only have one camera right now. Tady, I think you got to go back over there. There's Miller. Miller sends that around. And Cree is beaten by Merritt. Chris Merritt, very dangerous forward shot. Rebound. The count of Monty Paulsat cannot put it in. And that sneaks out to the blue line. Kept in there by Charlie Silva. Silva shoots. And Arnett eats that up. 1-0. The score remains. Angela Etchell's Bermuda Rocks. We're all cheering for you here in Portugal, Sean. So good for Sean Trousdale. I guess that's who that is. Stuart Wilson, the Keane Tulip wedding. Keanu and Jono's wedding in PSEC at the 2013 World Juniors. It's awkward. Graham Carr doing a great job. Chris, can you give another shout out for Johnny T? We're rooting for you and all of Team Great Britain from his cousin Graham and two little ones, Kiris and Dan. And Helen Graham wants to send in and completely agree with King's comments about Paul Lynch. Pursued in deep, and that'll go for Arnett. And I'll just read the rest of Helen's email there. Helen says, my son James is one of the original deck stars and was for a couple of years the baby of the team. He was 15 when he started. I wonder what this strange deck game was. But having to be James' taxi driver every Sunday morning got me addicted. I even ended up on the Northeast Deck Stars committee for a couple of years. I don't get along to watch them so often now as James drives himself, but I still feel the Deck Stars are part of my extended family. Love watching so many of them play. That's a very nice letter from Helen, and I'm sure the boys feel the exact same way. Hey, fella, can you please shout out the Sheffield Storm? All of us are cheering on the lads, even the lads playing for our arch rivals, Nottingham Wolves. So lots of fun ribbing going on with the Great Britain guys. Great to see here. And I'd like to thank Shelley Callahan for showing up in the booth here with a drop of water for the guys. Oh, Shelley, no sweat. If I haven't drank 60 bottles of water this week so far, I've drank none. And here's Ashfield. Ashfield on the ball. Ashfield looking in front for Morrison. This line has provided a lot of offensive opportunities today. Ashfield with a chance, shoots, and that goes just wide. Back for Ellard. Ellard sends it back for Davis. He shoots it through. It's loose in there. Dumped in front was Ashfield. Hammered in there by Adam Shevis. And Corlett will settle things down for the Brits. Corlett. To his partner, back out. Here's Morrison. Morrison has Ashfield, but Ashfield has no legs left. Davis. Davis sends it in deep. And again, Bermuda first to all the loose balls here today. Atkin picks that off, though. Here's Atkin. Ashfield. Ashfield chips it in. LeClaire jumps on that. Has Atkins right on his doorstep. Face-off play continues deep here in the Bermudian zone. Reversed there by Campbell to LeClaire. Atkin puts a shoulder into Campbell. Shots a little closer now, 15-10 in favor of Bermuda. Campbell back across the floor for Worthington. Worthington sends that one long for Coet. Coet and Dixon chase that into the corner, and that'll go for icing. 9:49 remains here in the second. Here's Tulip. Tulip on the ball. Sends it deep for Donahue. Bliss in there on the forecheck. Great Britain really turned the tide here lately since the start of this second period. Graham watching the dangerous Merritt down here. That goes ahead. I don't know if Merritt gets a stick on that. He doesn't. So that'll be called icing and sent back with 9:21 to go. A note from Simon, and I can't read that one, Simon, but I do agree with you. Andrew Presley, hi Chris, can you shout out to the Northumbria Kings coach, Northumbria Sharks, all their captain, Richie Worrell, who should be playing, but unfortunately has his knee injury. Turns out Richie's knee not hurt. He's just having a lot more fun not playing. No, Richie, great guy. Really wishes he was playing. And I've had the pleasure to meet him a couple of times. So thanks for that note, Andrew. Here's Johnny Tulip back behind the net. Tulip pinned. Tulip with a great play to poke that ahead for Donahue as he has somebody walk into him. Donahue doesn't get it ahead for Bliss. Didn't have his head up, unfortunately. That's chipped in deep there by Lemieux. Graham sends that around the boards for Donahue. Donahue sends it ahead. That had to hurt as he fell right on his knees and has no knee pads on. Offside is the call for Bermuda. 8:21 remains in the second, and this game is certainly picking up steam. Carol Ann Underhill. Keep up the great hockey. We're enjoying you from hot and sunny Bermuda. From Jigs and Carol Ann, and that's a shout out for Matthew Benson. Well, yeah, you win, Carol Ann, because you're in Bermuda. So you can just shut it down, give yourself a pat on the back, have a great day. I'm jealous. And folks, we're just going to take a quick break here. We'll be right back. Apologies, folks, and we're back. I had to take the time to fix something up here in the booth. Tremblay fires that in past the net of our net. Triangle. Here's Ashfield. Ashfield hammers that in around the boards. Here's Cole. Cole out there working his tail off, as always. Tommy Cole, the spark plug for this Great Britain team. Look at him go. Great work by Cole. Fired. And again by Critchley, Chad Critchley. Here's Harwood ahead for Cole. Cree is up there on a rush. They get a bad bounce off the boards there. Dixon out there. D is caught up now as Cree went on the rush. And that's going to be a break for Worthington. Oh, Clowette. And he's taken down by Davis. Play he probably had to make. And Davis will go for the trip. So Bermuda go to the power play here with 6:19 remaining in the second period. And on the power play, Bermuda strikes. So Great Britain forced into a penalty, shot, rebound, goal. .6:12 to play here in the second. 2-0 Bermuda. Carol Gibson writes in, so proud of my son Ali Cree and Team Great Britain. Watching with bated breath. Thank you very much, Carol. Shout out for Tom Cole. From everyone in his band back in Nottingham, England. He best get scoring some goals or soon as he's missing 2 concerts for this trip. And, well, it shows you where his priorities lie, I guess. Oh, yeah. 5:35 remaining. Great. So that goal by Cameron Poland from Scott Campbell. That's the official scoring play. Here's Corlett. Corlett behind the net. Great Britain looking to get back on the attack. They had all the momentum for a while, took that penalty, and then they've been sat back since. Here's Ashfield. Ashfield for Morrison. Morrison works it deep. Lemieux all over him. Morrison pushed off the ball. Here's Morrison again. He's open. Corlett calling for a pass. Morrison sends it out for Wood. Wood can't corral that. Over here for Ellard. Ellard walks. Sorry, Ashfield that was. Trousdale comes away for Bermuda. Sent in around the back of the net for Wood. Wood rims it around there. Chip play by Ashfield doesn't work as he crunches Scott Campbell against the boards. Ashfield caught between a triangle of players there. And there will be a face-off with 4:26 remaining. Bermuda leads 2-0. Oh my, stop the press. Just got an email from Mom and Dad Tulip. Mom and Dad Tulip watching at home. Congratulate you again on fantastic coverage. I suppose it is fantastic coverage. We keep talking about your little boy. Imagine if you were James Dixon's parents and all we're doing is giving him a hard time. They're not writing me emails saying thanks. Just kidding. Thanks for the email, guys. Appreciate it. Coet for Gizzard. Coet, Gizzard, and Critchley. Top line for Team Bermuda. Critchley, what a save as Arnett gets his stick on that. Amazing stop by Graham Arnett. That was labeled for the top corner. Harwood. Dixon. Bounces that off Harwood. Sends a backhander. Here's Atkin. Atkin interfered with as the play goes in. Cree jumping up on the play again. Here's Dixon. Dixon battles with Campbell. For Harwood. Across, shot. Oh! Atkin just misses wide. Harwood really battling out there today. Scott Campbell grabs onto him and pins him against the boards. Harwood, good work, sent in front. Here's Tulip. Tulip in on Tremblay. He pinches and keeps it in. Tulip makes an offensive foray. Back around here for Campbell. Scott Campbell sends it ahead. That's ripped around by Adam Chevis. Tulip back in his own zone. Stu Bliss out there now. Bliss brings it away. Ahead for Ben, who chips it into the zone. Donahue, Ben Bliss in on the forecheck. Turned over. Here's Jean-Michael Tremblay. Jean-Michael Tremblay sends that around the boards. For Chevis, and Chevis will backhand that out and down the floor. That'll go for icing. 2:17 remaining here in the second period. That's broken up by Bliss on the way back. Knocked down here, Donahue. Donahue ahead for Ben Bliss. Bliss, he's offside. Nice play by Lemieux nonetheless. Worthington sends that ahead, and that's deep by Benson, and he gets off. Two on one. Stu Bliss with Donahue. Donahue shoots just wide left. Back out. Donahue can't find the handle. Comes back here for Tulip. Tulip hammers that in. Chipped. On that nice backhand play by Ellard. Stopped by Leclerc, who's had a good game down there for Bermuda. Carl Graham back to pick that up. Graham ahead for Tulip. That'll go for icing. And Great Britain back with some more offensive pressure. Unfortunately for them, just can't find a way to bury one. Mad scramble in front of the Bermudian goal. And Leclerc hangs on again. Here's Ashfield. Ashfield on the draw. And that'll go for icing. .7 seconds remain. Ashfield scramble off the draw. Lemieux sends it around. Here's Corlett. Corlett keeps it in the zone. Corlett fires that in deep. But again, Bermuda first to the ball. Corlett picks that off for Morrison. 30 seconds remain. For Wood. Wood for the Magic Man. Chris Morrison for Wood. Wood sends that in around. Dave Gazard. Gazard ahead. Here's Wood. Brought out front. Gazard, 2 stops by Arnett, and a great job. And that'll do it for the second period of play here. So after 2, Team Bermuda 2. Team Great Britain, nothing. Great Britain leading in shots, 19-17. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. We're back, and Bermuda gets a break, but before we go any further here, I have to say a massive, massive, massive thank you to Joy Craighead and Catherine Vickridge, who, while they couldn't find me a Red Bull, they brought me this orange Gatorade. Penalty shot coming up here. And Tremblay, who may be one of the most offensively gifted players we've seen here this week. Here's Tremblay. Tremblay scores. 3-0 Cayman Islands. Bermuda. I'm sorry, folks. It's been a long week. So as I was saying, and unfortunately I know that the air just went at everyone at home there, Joy Craighead and Catherine Vickridge, thank you so very much. More than I could ask for. Didn't get me a Red Bull, brought me an orange Gatorade. So sweet of the girls, and I'd like to thank them very much from the bottom of my filthy, mean, disgusting heart. There's a shot by Ellard, and that goes wide. And that goes out of play. Also should mention, did have a chat with Catherine Vickridge. And she is okay after taking that smack earlier this morning. She had got an elbow dug right into her neck. Into the muscle there, into the trap. So she was okay. She was shaken up a little bit. But like the true hockey player she is, she says she's playing tomorrow. So we'll see her then. Ben Bliss. Bliss with the ball. Sends it back here for Morrison. Morrison drifts that in wide for Ashfield. Working deep in there on the forecheck. Stuart Bliss. We've got Morrison, Bliss, Ashfield, Ellard. We got 5 forwards on the floor here for Great Britain on a 5-on-5 shift. Really trying to create the offense. But what happens when you got 5 forwards on the floor? And they just loaded up all their best offensive players knowing they needed a goal. Ellard hooked by Gazard. Here's Cole. Cole chips that ahead, and that goes deep. Should be reminded, folks, that we will have James Dixon as our Great Britain post-game interview. Is that sent in the zone by Merritt? Here's Ellard. Ellard ahead for Harwood. Harwood across the floor for Cole. Dixon stays onside. Cole walks, shoots. Oh, and it's just out of the reach of Harwood, who had the gaping net to fire into. Here's Davis. Davis around for Cole. Cole back here for Davis. Cole away now. Cole sends it ahead for Harwood a little too far. Ashfield headed towards the net, but Morrison's turned back. And away comes Cree. Sent ahead for Morrison, who knocks that down neatly with that stick there. Here's Ashfield. Sends it back for Morrison. Ellard and Ashfield drive the net. Morrison shoots. Rebound. Oh, and that just rolls wide on the effort from Ellard. Leclerc playing very well in the Bermudian net now. 22 saves. Leclerc down. Oh, bodies going everywhere down there. And these guys are working really hard, folks, for everyone at home, everyone in the stands, everyone wearing the lion. These guys giving it all they have, sacrificing their bodies. And a great job by Ashfield, Ellard, Morrison down there. Here's Bliss. Bliss loses that draw back here for Worthington. Worthington sent ahead. That gets past Graham and down the floor. Graham battling with Chevis. Tulip runs a little pick there. Poland walks out, loses the handle. Poland, Bliss. That's sent in. Tulip comes together with Chevis. Tremblay, Dipsy Doodles, fires a quick shot low block side, but Arnett is equal to the task. There's Poland. That goes wide. Poland pursued by Graham. Poland sends that deep. Out in front, Tremblay shoots. Arnett with a save. Poland drives the net. Poland will get a slashing penalty here. 10:34 remains. We'll have a power play for Great Britain. And we've got a litany of emails here to read through. Johnny Tulip Fan Club. Will be nice to get a mention for Katie Madgwick, who was selected for Team Great Britain Ladies, had to drop out as she is expecting a baby. Yeah, Katie, that's no excuse. Here we go. Sarah Tulip writes in. Please read out as Johnny Tulip's sister, Sarah. Very proud of my little bro, enjoying the game. Keep up the hard work, Great Britain. You can do it. Sarah Tulip sounds a lot prettier than a Johnny Tulip. Ashley Dunn, watching in Chicago, cheering on the Bermuda team, especially my dad, Tom Miller, number 57, also his age. Wow. Good for Tom. Morrison in after that. Wendy Critchley hears from Chad's wife, Wendy, and 3 kids, cheering him at home. Chad's had a few days away, Wendy. He says he's not coming back because there's a lot less work here, but I'm just passing on a message. Lucy Steele, photo from Nottingham. We hope you like the picture. We're supporting from Nottingham. A big shout out to the Bliss brothers. All their supporters are tuned in. Lucy and Desi, the Bliss girlfriends. Well, aren't you guys lucky? And we will put that certainly on our Facebook and Twitter. Thanks very much for the picture. Sent around here for Stu Bliss. Stu Bliss sends that in deep. Bliss creeping in, looking. Here on the power play, Corlett. Woods in front with the screen. Morrison out there now with the 2 Bliss boys, men. We'll leave that up to Lucy and Desi to tell us what they are, boys or men. Back for Stewart, he hammers, and that's blocked there. And again, Stu hammers the puck. Blocked by the count of Monty Paulsat. Out here for Bliss again. Bliss in deep for brother Ben. Ben across. Stu winds, fires. And that's blocked in front as this Bermuda penalty kill. Unbelievable. Find the big man. Get him to drop down the slot. Good luck scoring there. Corlett. Corlett sends that deep, and Ashfield's in hard after it. As Campbell is back to retrieve it. 8:45 remains here. Campbell sends that down the floor. 8 seconds left in the power play. Here's Ellard. Ellard, as I told his parents, had a good first game. Good second game, I guess that was. But he hasn't done enough to earn a fan club since. Sorry, Mrs. Ellard. I knew I was right. Here's Coet. Coet. Graham, Benson in a race for it. Graham and Benson. Graham lays the hook on Benson, gets away from it. Here's Campbell. Campbell lets it fly. Arnett kicks the leg out. Mick Donahue battling there. Donahue gets a stick up on Benson. Away, we have a 2-on-1. It's Morrison and Ashfield. Morrison holds, keeps, shoots, and a big save by Jan Leclerc in the Bermudian net. What a great save for Leclerc. And away comes Benson again. Matthew Benson chips that in. Coed is on the forecheck with Cree. Cree sends that around for Ellard. Ellard hits Dixon in the middle. Dixon sends it out wide for Ashfield. Harwood driving the net back for Dixon. Dixon tag team there. And back away comes Zoris. Ronnie Zoris. He's the Ronnie Zoris. I thought dinosaurs were extinct. Here's Harwood. Harwood calling for the chip there was Atkin. Atkin, picks that up very nicely. Atkin walks around Goss. Atkin looking to send it in front. Atkin being held back there by Goss. Atkin walks out. Leclerc takes away the bottom of the net very well there. And back comes Merritt. Merritt flying. That's Tremblay actually. Oh! No call. As Mitch Davis puts the shoulder in to Merritt. And Merritt will have the last laugh as he drills that one through our net. And that will take the air out of the Glacier, folks. 4-0 now. Team Bermuda leads.
What's your name?
Chris.
Chris. Awesome.
This is Tatey.
How you doing?
Oh, you're the guy not in the phone book.
Oh yeah, I'm the white dude on Hong Kong. Yeah.
Just got a visit from Team Hong Kong, and they dropped off a little gift here to the booth. Want to make sure I get his name right. Matt Price, I believe, who that was. And absolutely that's who it was. Matt Price from Team Hong Kong dropping off a hat for us. And very nice from the Hong Kong Ball Hockey Federation. Authentic. Very nice. Thank you very much. Shot by Critchwell. And that's knocked wide. Stu Bliss in working hard. Great Britain now wanting to break this shutout for Leclerc. Here's Wood. Wood sends that deep, and that hits the body on the way through. Tom Miller, 57-year-old Tom Miller. I can only hope to be alive when I'm 57. Ashfield. And that's tipped wide. Past Johnny Tulip. Here comes Corlett with a head of steam. Corlett up to center. Corlett still with it. Corlett's a man on a mission here. Morrison dangles behind the net, working on Goss. He's got Wood back on the point here. Sent across. Ashfield can't connect. And back comes Team Bermuda. Coet sends it across. And played out by Arnett. Ashfield attacks Worthington. Worthington with a great poke check. And away they go. That's hammered in the corner. And after that is the Ronnie Zoris. After this, Ronnie Zoris will be on display at the Metropolitan Museum. The last remaining dinosaur, Ronnie Zoris. Joy Craighead, how's that Gatorade treating you? Great Britain ladies, hashtag we love Chris. Well, I will favorite, retweet that. It's treating me very well. Thank you very much. You guys are the best. Mitch Davis, 2 minutes for boarding. Ben Bliss, Stu Bliss out there on the PK, and here comes Coette. Corey Coette back here for Worthington. Worthington for Coette. Out there with Critchley and Gazard. Gazard for Coette. Coette shoots. And that goes wide. 1:07 left in the penalty. 3 minutes left here in the third. Coette from the slot, snaps at Arnett, makes a nice save. Referee blows the whistle, so we have a minute left in the power play and the penalty to Mitch Davis. John Dixon. Maybe next time we won't say how good you are at commentating. Our Sonia's brilliant. We support him all the way. Go Leafy. John, we'll be having him up here, and he's just been a bit of fun with us this week, and we think he's great. So certainly only for fun. Hey, Chris, how about a little love for Leafy Dixon, our fine mate from the Northeast Techstars? Keep up the good work. Plenty of bears on tap waiting for you in Newcastle. Haggy and Justin. I tell you one thing about Dixon and his whole line, those four guys that play on that line, him, Atkin, Harwood, and Cole, they work their tails off. Absolutely working hard, especially when the other guys get the power play time, the offensive opportunities. Those four guys there on that third line, and usually you see Cole and Atkin rotating in and out. Those four guys really create something every time they're on the floor. And it's those type of players that you need to make any hockey team successful, as hockey fans know. So while we give them a bit of a hard time, those guys have been very important here. And I think if the Great Britain team maybe had brought a couple of more forwards, if they were able to fill out the roster, then they'd have certainly a good makeup for a top four lines. So here we go, back to 4-on-4 play. Critchley gets a slashing penalty for Bermuda, and we're back to 4-on-4 play. Big shot by Merritt, and a bigger save by Arnett. And that's down the floor to Ashfield. Ashfield walks around Lemieux. Oh, just loses the handle. Tremblay will send that down. 1:40 remains here. That's hammered by Corlett. And again blocked by Campbell. Great commitment to team here by this team Bermuda. And that's off Graham's stick, up and over the glass. Well, folks, I'm going to let you guys pick the player of the game for Team Great Britain. You fans, I want the fans to email, tweet in who you want to be player of the game for Team Great Britain. Timeout called here by Bermuda. Chris Merritt's mom, Paula, writes in, keep rolling, Bermuda. Good job. You're making us proud, and they're absolutely playing great, Paula. Daniel Roebuck, massive shout-out to Tom Babe Cole, doing his country and, more importantly, his club, the national champions, Nottingham Wolves, proud. Yes, Tommy Cole is making something happen every time he's out there. We just finished saying. Natalie Harwood, hello. Thanks for the great commentary. Just want to say hello, everyone watching Andy Harwood in the UK. We're all really proud of him, the rest of the Great Britain team. Josh is shouting, come on, Uncle Andy, from his little sister, Natalie. And Uncle Andy's working as hard as he can. He's had a couple of chances to score tonight, just missed. Kate Evans writes, can you try to be more even-handed on your reporting? Bermuda is playing its heart out and taking Great Britain down. An American fan of Bermuda. Kate, I don't know if you've been watching the whole time. The Great Britain thing is kind of a running joke or theme here at the tournament. Absolutely, Bermuda playing great. Hats off to them. They're going to move to 5-0, first place in their division, and we'll see a lot more of them as the time goes on. Scott Steele, please send a big shout out to the boys. Just done, Scott. Cheers. Sal, I'm not even going to try and say your last name. And that's actually for the other broadcast. I got to put that email away. Owen Wilson writes in. I thought Johnny Tulip was popular. Owen Wilson. Probably a different Owen Wilson. We also love Joy Craighead. Wish she'd get me a Gatorade, her Wildcat fans in Newcastle. Well, thanks, everyone, for writing in today. Always a blast. Jenny here, please mention how much I love and appreciate my husband. He's upset I don't personally mention him. That's from Jenny here. Very good. It's 15 seconds left to play here. Leclerc sends that around. And away come Bermuda on another one last rush. It's Trousdale. He gets a stick in the face. Yeah, and the referee's going to nab Graham for that. Carl Graham will go off. 4.7 seconds remain. Lorraine Ellard. How about Scott Ellard as player of the game? We're still his #1 fans from mom and dad. Awesome. Mom Harwood. Get that third line out. Absolutely. All right, to all the parents who wrote in asking for their children to be player of the game, this is the World Championships. Come on. Player of the game has been selected and has been sent down for processing, so voting has now been cut off. So the final here, Bermuda 4, Great Britain nothing. Bermuda now 5-0, and will finish atop the B pool standings, assuring them a spot in the finals. And the player of the game for Great Britain, number 81, Carl Graham. And Jan Leclerc, the player of the game for Bermuda, giving his defense credit as he goes to accept the award. Very classy move by Leclerc. Now, folks, the Bermudian national anthem. So Bermuda goes to 4-0, 5-0. Great Britain falls to 1-3. Stay tuned, folks. We'll have James Dixon of Team Great Britain, as well as a member of Team Bermuda, when we come back. Okay, as promised, we are back for the postgame show, joined by Bermuda forward Dave Gazard. Dave, 5-0. Is that what you guys had in mind coming in?
Well, Chris, it's one game at a time, and that was kind of the focus for the team. So mission accomplished so far, but there's still a lot of work to be done. So we have a couple more games under our belt yet.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Your line, yourself,
Chad Critchley,
and
Corey
Coet, yes.
Yeah.
You guys seem to click very well. Have you played together previously?
Yeah, this I think is our third Worlds tournament together, so we know each other quite well.
Yeah, and veterans on the team then, obviously. How has that role kind of evolved for you in terms of bringing the younger guys under your wing and things like that?
What's nice about our team, Team Bermuda, is that there's no shortage of leaders on the team. Whether they've been here since, I think, 2001, some of the guys like Chad, our captain, or some of the newer guys. There's a lot of leadership in every game. It's a new guy that steps up to lead the team forward.
Okay, great. And Dave, for anyone who's watching that doesn't know you, what's your background? Were you an ice hockey player? were you born, raised in Bermuda? What's your?
Do you want me to
what's your-
start back in 1973 when I was born, or should
Yeah,
we do it something?
let's bring that back for mom and dad. Just give me a
Actually,
bit
very
of your,
very
bit of your
briefly, I
history,
was
yeah.
I'm one of the few Bermudians on the team.
Yeah.
So I was born in Bermuda, and then my family moved to Canada.
Okay.
So I was schooled in Toronto, Ontario, but spent a lot of my summers in Bermuda. And then as soon as I earned my degree from university, like a lot of Bermudians who study abroad, I headed back to Bermuda. So I've been back in Bermuda now for approximately 16 years. Fantastic island. If you haven't had a chance to visit it, we encourage you to buy a ticket and come down and visit. It's a great island.
Yeah, no, I certainly wouldn't say no to that. We had an emailer write in during the game who said, something along the lines of watching you from sunny Bermuda, and I just said, you know what, you win. It's there you go.
Yeah.
But were you always a ball hockey player? Did you play ice hockey growing up in Toronto?
Yeah, so I mean, obviously, being schooled in Canada, you grow up learning and loving the game of hockey, and then you bring that back to your home country. So a lot of the expatriates that are on our team have helped develop the sport in Bermuda and will continue to do so.
So, and I'm ignorant to what the facilities may be like there. I know I saw your picture you guys sent out before you came over, practicing in the sunset and such. Any ice rinks? Is ice hockey a thing there, or?
Chris, I can tell you that we've kind of been handicapped going back a few years. We really haven't had a proper facility. We've played our league in a small gym, and we were grateful for the space at the time. And then we've been playing outdoors in a small kind of roller rink. Again, not ideal for ball hockey, and certainly not comparable to what we're playing out here. But the ball hockey guys kind of banded together with the roller hockey guys, and we developed an outdoor rink. It's not full size, but it's much better, and again, it's more, more accommodating to proper hockey.
For sure, and you're just another in a line of people we've had come up through here this week. We'll post all the interviews online, but just the different stories and the different backgrounds that all the teams have, and then they all end up playing each other here at the Glacier and down at Jack Burns. So always very interesting, Dave. First time in St. John's for you guys?
It is, yeah. It's the first time for a number of our team. We do have a few Newfoundlanders.
I've heard this, but I'm unfamiliar. So which guys are from Newfoundland?
We've got a couple of guys. We got Wayne Newhooks. Maybe if you have the list there, I can
for sure.
call them off pretty quick.
Yeah.
Let's have a look. We're not on the good. I know that we got Wayne Newhook. We've got Shannon Goss. It'd be terrible if I forget somebody.
I know,
but I think. You know what? I don't want to say it and get it wrong. So I know that those two guys for sure. So.
And I recognized the name Shannon Goss and thought to myself, that sounds local in your first game.
But we also have a lot of ex-Bermuda ball hockey guys that have come back to live here, and they're here supporting us. And so we're grateful for all the support, and we're really grateful to the organizers. It's been a fantastic tournament thus far, and we expect, obviously, it'll be that way right till the very end.
Awesome. And well, you guys have set yourself up nicely heading into the weekend. At a minimum, of course, not over. But you could be in a worse spot, I guess. So
we could be in a worse spot, but again, we're grateful and respect all the teams and officials that we've played against thus far, and we will till the end. And again, thanks for the time, and we really appreciate it and enjoy being here.
Number one, Dave, thanks very much for joining us.
All right, thank you.
And very nice meeting you, and good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you very much.
And hopefully we'll speak again. Awesome.
All right.
And before we go, I guess, anyone you want to say hello to?
Yeah, I think, just to all the Bermudians back home, our family and friends, and all of our friends who have been on past teams, thanks for all your support, and hopefully we can get her done on Sunday. Thanks.
Awesome. Dave Gazard, thank you very much, Dave.
Cheers. Thanks a lot, guys. Thanks, Chris.